Sup guys, so as I promised my Twitch, I'm going to be making my Rosa FAQ video today, and let's get started. The most common question I get is, Dabuz, are you still playing Rosa? The answer is, no I am not. I don't like the way she feels in this game. I think she's less fun to play, and I think she's significantly worse as a character, to the point where she might be one of the weaker characters in the game. I know most of the other notable Rosa players from Smash 4 think the same way. Fallen has dropped her, Kirihara, and pretty much all the Japanese Rosas have dropped her. Most American Rosas have dropped her even, and there's a very small player base of Rosas left, and even then they kind of think the same thing. So, with this said, one, I like playing her in this game, because I played Almar in Smash 4. You know, I thought he was pretty bad. Now, the biggest thing is they completely changed Rosa for, to make her a advantage state monster, as opposed to a neutral state and advantage state monster. The biggest nerf was her jab nerf. This move got absolutely neutered. It no longer inches Luma forward. Jab 3 no longer kills. You can no longer hit confirm, jab 1-2 into stuff, unless you do a very technical and difficult input, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And yeah, this move let her basically play neutral and dictate the flow of the match. And now that Luma has less range, it no longer is as rewarding on hit, and it doesn't inch Luma forward. It's just not a good tool. And not neutral anyway, and you can't oppress and control neutral with Rosa the same way as before because of this. But also, that wasn't enough. They side graded her neutral air, and I call this a side grade in particular because you can no longer control neutral with her neutral air the same way as before. But in exchange, you can now use it to pressure people. When you jump on top of people with neutral air, it can be really good. So combos with it. It's really good for juggling and holding advantage state in general, actually. So that you can Lunar land it, where you do like the neutral air, and then you land with another one, and Luma's attack comes out, but Rosa's doesn't. And it's an interesting tool, and I do like it, but it has changed her into an advantage state monster, as I'll talk about a bit more later. Gravity Pull got nerfed. It no longer sucks up projectiles items for the entire duration of the move, but it still has good enough end lag, you can punish it. You can actually just shoot a projectile at the right time and get through Rosa's Gravity Pull now, which is very unfortunate. It's really shitty. Luma's everything got hit hard, to be honest. So, frame data wise, all of Luma's attacks come out slower. Hitbox wise, all of Luma's attacks seem to have worse hitboxes now. Luma's knockback and everything is worse, although that is totally understandable. Luma also can't combo break as well due to the frame data and hitbox nerfs. But Luma still has like the ability to attack more versus and hit stun, so that's cool. I don't know why people thought that wasn't the case. But yeah, so those are all the major nerfs. I'm sure something minor I forgot. But it's weird because Rose actually got a lot of buffs despite this. Rosa's weight is now, she's significantly thicker, going from 76 weight points to 81. She's living, I think, about an average like 10% later versus kill moves in this game compared to 4. And that's in a game where knockback is generally much higher and people dying. I want to say dying earlier because there's like rage is much less of a factor. But the point is, you'll notice she feels heavier when you play against her or as her. Pretty much all of Rosa's attacks got buffed, either in frame data, hitbox size, or power. Like forward smash seems like it's a better move now, could also be against mechanics. Down smash, front hit links into the second hit with Luma much better, so it's actually a pretty solid coup move when the opponent's in front of Rosa, and it's doing good damage. Up smash seems like it's a little bit faster, it looks a lot prettier, and that's very important. Hitbox on maybe a little bit nerfed, to be honest, but in this game it's still an amazing anti-air tool. Forward air in particular is a huge winner. This move now auto cancels out of a short hop. You can even fast fall near them, then moving it to auto cancel if you time it right, I think. Or maybe not. Off stage, it's an amazing edge guard tool because it's very low end lag, and it's actually ridiculous how well you can just edge guard people with forward air now. For some reason, Luma will escape tumble versus weak moves, and I don't know exactly why this happens, but Luma sometimes get knocked up and then just immediately, while in tumble, escape it and just return to me. And it's pretty sick. I wish I knew exactly why it happens, but it's really sick. Multi-jabs with Luma now kill as instead of 1-2-3 jab killing. It's like that doesn't have knockback. Although you can combo off that, but dang it. However, that at 0 look at the knockback, and that scales really hard. At like 120, that will kill Robin at the ledge of the stage. And then, if Luma's off stage, Luma falls, so you can't hold Luma at the ledge with multi-jabs anymore. but instead you can catch people going low really safely with this. And that, I think it's a side grade, but I do like it. It's really fun to use. When Luma's next to the opponent, Luma will actually turn around. It's like, even if Luma's not facing Robin, as long as Luma's next to Robin. It's hard to do this. It's very hard to space this, right? So right there, turn around, face Robin with jab. If I do it with any attack, down tilt, smash. As long as the opponent's within that rainbow or around Luma, Luma will turn, face him in detether. Oh, for nerfs, I may have forgot to mention this, but Luma's always close to the Rosa now and tethered, so it even decreases the range more on top of Luma's range nerfs. But anyway, now what else was there for buffs? I think those are all the major buffs. I guess I should mention a major nerf for Luma on top of the frame data nerfs is, in particular, down air comes out frame 18 as opposed to frame 8, and up air comes out frame 6 instead of frame 3. Now, with that said, I have put a lot of time into this character in Smash Ultimate, and I have a lot of theories on how she's supposed to be played in this game if you like her and want to play her. So, first thing to talk about is I think she has to play most matchups like it's the Cloud matchup in Smash 4, where she has to use her ability to dash around and look for openings, really take advantage of her burst range. And also, her mobility in this game is sick now because of the engine. Her mobility was pretty bad in 4 because her dash is very committal. I think it was like one of the most committal dashes in the game, frame data wise and distance wise. And this game now, of course, it's not really that committal. Can Fox try and place cancel and do that. Oh, and because up smash dash shield are pretty solid in this game, because you don't have to jump cancel them. Her up smash dash shield is a very good punish move, comes out frame 8 or 9. And I think Rosa is going to be taking advantage of blocking attacks and punishing out the shield with up smash, because a lot of things aren't going to be safe for her in front of her, or on top of her. She's going to be using her burst range to really punish people around here. Like, she can still boost grab you. I messed it up. So, like, that's still a great option. She has side B, which got buffed in range, so she can control this mid-range this way. Neutral B is an extremely solid tool. Because Luma turns around, you can, like, shoot neutral B up close. They block it, you cross them up, and then you can mix them up with jabs on hit. If they block the jab, you can go in for a grab and mix up because you can still do that stuff on block with this game, which is very interesting. Down tilt still covers decent range. Forward smash is actually very scary in this game now. So, you just throw this out at higher percents, even mid percents, just set up an edge guard. Because as I mentioned, her edge guarding game is now insane and her juggle game is still ridiculous. She can wall you out with back airs. So, like, I would use this move a lot to just approach people, play defense, and really do everything, to be honest. But forward air is not really that great for neutral because it has a lot of landing lag if you don't do rising neutral air. I mean, forward air. And even if you do rising forward air, there's a big window where you can punish Rosa after the move finishes. Jump in neutral air is a great tool because multi-hits, starts in front of Rosa, ends in front of Rosa, can combo with it, and it's just, like, at this range, jump in neutral air is a very viable option that mixes people up. So that's why I say she fights at this range, with all those tools combined. And then, of course, just dash attack. However, we are not done. Detethered play is interesting. So now Luma does 50% more damage, but not more knockback when detethered. And Luma takes 25% less, I'm not sure if it's less damage or knockback, it's one of those two when detethered. So meaning, in theory, Luma should be a lot better when detethered. And in practice, Luma detethered play is better, but it's not enough to make it the neutral game plan. Like, I think you use it in the same way as the 4, where it's really good for specific setups, but it's really good when someone's, like, on the corner, you want to pressure them kind of safe without committing to, like, a dash grab. It's really good when Rosa's corner, she wants to just shoot Luma out and get out of the corner and, like, take stage control. It's really good when you just want to, like, hold this kind of mid-range and, like, have, like, shoot Luma as a projectile and they just have to play with it. When you want to kill people and you want to start mixing them up by doing things like dashing around, moving Luma forward, suddenly I'm multi-jabbing you in the face and you're dead. Or suddenly I just up smashed you. So, same uses as before, just better, but not enough to make that the neutral game plan, because Luma is still very vulnerable. And you're not getting a lot of damage off of Luma's hits, even with the 50% damage buff. You can go for more washing machine setups where you knock Luma into Rosa, but those are, it's still to get those, people can see them coming, and a lot of times if someone reads a Luma attack, they can just jump over, get into Rosa's face, and Rosa is still, in my opinion, the worst character in the game solo. And before someone argues with this, stop it right now. Rosa's worst. If you had only Rosa without a Luma respawn timer, Rosa's worst character in the game solo. The reason she didn't feel like that is because you had to beat her in 12.5 seconds or less in Smash 4 to actually take advantage of her being bad without Luma. Which in this game, by the way, Luma respawns in 11 seconds in singles. So, yeah. And I think that's all like my theory craft how she should play. Now, I think she's amazing in doubles, by the way, because Luma respawns in 7 seconds in doubles. Doubles is less about neutral and more about advantage state and disadvantage state. And the disadvantage state is still pretty decent. Her air acceleration lets her drift around really well. Her floatiness gives her a lot of time to react to certain situations. Her recovery is good. Although I think they may have nerfed the size of the magnet on her pretty hard. Because I feel like I get 2 frames easier than in 4. That makes sense. But yeah. So in doubles, when your focus is mainly advantage state, and she is one of the best in advantage state, even without Luma in this game, she can take huge advantage of that in doubles. Now, last thing I talk about is if this character is going to be good in the future, and I hope she is. I hope someone proves me wrong, and she ends up being a viable character top level play. I think that her meta is really going to be dictated by this technique called Lunar Jumping, which, if you see my Smash Corners video on tilt canceling, that's exactly what this is an application of. So, right here, I'll try to show it. I kind of messed it up one more time. So right here, you see I did a down tilt with Luma while I'm doing a neutral with Rosa. Think about all the possibilities you can do with this kind of thing. You can do up tilt as an anti-air with Luma while jumping with Rosa to approach, or to combo off the up tilt. You can use down tilt and neutral air to cover a lot of options in neutral. You could use like forward tilt and down air to cover like a forward approach option, but also to cover a roll-in. And there's so many mix-ups you can do. You can, but the biggest one, also you cannot, as far as I understand, cancel smash attacks like this because Luma will just like jump with Rosa. So there's 2 huge things you can do with this. First is you can actually cancel a jab 3 with that, although I can't do it for shit. But if you time this right, like I should be able to jump cancel this now. Nah, I did too late. One more try. Yeah, so you can cancel the jab 3 with that, and actually combo off of the jab 3 into any of Rosa's aerials, which even at kill percents, which is amazing. And the other thing is dash attack. So there's a lot of cool things you can do with the dash attack cancel right here. My Smash Corner talked about this in this video, where if you hit with that dash attack, which by the way, I'm surprised Hitbox didn't connect. You can combo that into a wave dash downwards towards the opponent, jab them while the dash attack hits them, or forward smash them, or do any other smash. Or you can, and if you do the jab, you can just do it again where you do another dash attack cancel, air dodge, downwards, jab, and loop them across the stage and set up a forward smash. And it's actually amazing. It's so much damage. You can kill people very early. And the hitbox range on this dash attack is really nice. Like, you cover so much forward space, and this will control neutral extremely hard. With that said, if you want to play Rosa in this game, you're looking at playing a character with Fox Wave Shine difficulty level of inputs. And yes, this may be a slight exaggeration. I don't play Melee, I don't actually know. But these are extremely difficult inputs to get down consistently and do it in a match. A very technical character now, and it's very fun. So yeah, learning how to do that to control neutral, get your damage, and to basically just frustrate your opponent will be the meta with this character, I believe. If you guys have any questions I didn't answer in this video, feel free to comment below. I'll be looking at the comments and answering pretty regularly. So yeah, that said guys, peace out, and hope you enjoyed it.